Welcome, Nirmalda.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
clearly. How are you?
Oh, very good. I'm good. Thank you very much. How's everybody?
Hi,
Oh,
very good to see all of you. Happy faces.
Okay, let me adjust this a little bit.
yeah.
This is all problems of. I'm sorry, but I have to look like this.
Oh,
No problem.
perfectly okay.
Either I can hear you well or I can see you well.
Okay.
Actually, let me try to adjust this. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah. So just wanted to ask, is this going to be for an hour or half
Oh,
an hour?
no, half an hour at the
Okay.
most.
Okay.
No, 40 minutes. Yeah.
How do you know he's driving the show, no? So you know what he's going to say.
Yeah, I told him certain things.
You'll summarize the entire thing in half an hour. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So how was your day, Avinash, in that particular place?
यार मुझे तो बहुत मजा आया इनफैक्ट हम तो सोच रहे हैं ये सब इलेक्शन के चक्कर में क्यों पड़ रहे हैं हम छोटा छोटा उंगली कर रहे हैं
Explosive.
I'll just give it up I'm happy here
Great.
to listen to all this crap
Yes.
चलो anyway I'll ask the
You
group
had a, you had a walk today, right?
yeah we had a brilliant walk have you been there before
No, no, no.
I
Never.
also. We
oh
should.
my
We
god
should go. Modi will
everybody
plan someday, है ना?
we'll have a winter
Huh?
every winter we'll do picnic
Yeah.
there a few times done
Okay.
worth going
Okay.
Right. Wonderful.
so we'll all
So,
go on mute so that it's good
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
no, wait.
Okay.
Wait. I'd like to talk to you all first for just one minute. So, how many of you are musicians?
sure.
None.
We like music. We are not musician.
You all.
Does anybody play any instrument? Does anybody sing? Does anybody?
We have done basic lessons with harmonium, etc., but out of
Harmonium.
practice, so wouldn't call it.
Oh, that's all right. So,
Very basic.
all
We are all very good listeners.
Very good listener.
That's good. That's great.
Interested to know and understand. Also, if possible, I would like to learn, but then we need guru.
Prasenjit, you already know a lot.
No,
You
no.
sent me a mail which was very, very interesting.
Yeah. And that's what I
Yeah.
told him. It was very nice, the way he
Yeah.
prepared it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Curious to know who all are joining because I send it to random people. So let's see.
Acha.
Mhm.
There is one Swati and HTC Desire 828.
8 to 8. Yeah.
Don't want to reveal. Maybe we can ask in the chat box.
that's fine.
Sure.
So day before yesterday,
Yeah.
Moriji told me that will you sing a little bit and talk a little bit? I said talking is not really my forte, and but she said no, just a little bit, about music and this and that. So I said all right, and then she sent me another note saying that now you're going to talk about Naad, and like sound per se, and that's quite another topic. But
That's
anyway,
That's what Prasenjit told me.
Nirmal, before
Yeah,
you give your theories and all, can you please tell us how you got all this? Was it through a particular gharana or you have been exposed to a lot of things or did you learn it yourself?
So let me tell you, we are here today to jointly explore some aspects of Naad yoga or Naad music, listening to music, singing music, the effect of music, why music, what is the purpose of singing, what is the purpose of singing to an audience, what are you expecting from when you sing, what you think is going to happen to the person who is hearing you. So those are the kind of things that I'm interested in. And it just so happened that Mauriji asked me to speak on something like this. My qualification to speak here, I'm not even sure. It's just that I'm Mauri's friend. So that is my qualification to be here. I have been learning music for some time now. I've been very fond of music. I listen to almost every genre of music, from Western to Eastern, and I enjoy every single genre of music. So maybe we can start with this topic of Naad. So how many people are exposed to Naad? What is Naad? Okay, let's hear it, Avinash.
Okay, so I was at Sadhguru's ashram for a few months this year. So
Yeah.
they have 20 minutes of meditation or an offering called Naad Aradhana. So that, in the sense, what they do, from my scientific understanding, is they have a place which is very soundproofed. So you are exposed and you're sensitive to all frequencies of sound there. They have certain instruments which I guess play frequencies from maybe 10 hertz to 10,000 hertz, and somehow that makes us a bit more sensitive and perceptive to our environment. So that is the scientific understanding I got out of it. And everybody gets about, I mean, there are 2 sessions. So there's one in the afternoon, one in the evening. There is a 20-minute play of, let's say, free flow of music that happens. So someday it's a vocalist, someday it's a guy with a flute, someday it's an instrumentalist from Eastern or Western. They are trying to play whatever comes out. It's like a rag, which they feel like playing. And they say it's an offering to whatever, Dhyan Linga that they have there. So 10 minutes of that, and then a bit of 5 minutes of heavy drums, etc. So it energizes it in a way. So that's what I've been exposed to.
Right. So when you are sitting there and you're kind of exposed to those frequencies, why do you think that it will have any effect on you? What is the scientific reason for you having some effect on your body, mind, psyche, just because you are hearing some frequencies? I mean, frequencies are happening all the time, everywhere. So why do you think that there will be some effect? Yeah, Prasanjit, whoever wants to go.
Avinash want to tell? Then okay.
It's a guess, all good. See, because there are so many frequencies and human beings have a certain capability. So it just is your range of perception to the environment. So if you can just clean it up a bit, and you just get a bit more receptive to these sounds, even outside the Naad Aradhana, when you get out, then throughout the day, maybe you're able to pick out sounds from your environment, and enhances your experience of life. The other aspect is somehow music does energize your mood. Sometimes it makes you sad or it makes you happy. So that's another angle to it.
Yeah, but do you think there's any scientific basis for that? Because I'm asking again, because we are all engineers and scientists of sorts. So
There is
I'm
some sort of
asking,
a
what do you
logic in
think?
science. See,
What do you think is the logic?
See, it doesn't matter what I think is the logic, because even if I don't understand the logic, I appreciate it's there. So there's a difference between understanding logic and being a devotee.
Yeah.
So it's like the mobile phone, okay? So if unless I argue with you, hey, do you know how the logic of how the mobile phone works?
Right. So I got that.
Yeah.
I got that. Now,
I had a very interesting conversation with one of my friend Anurag, and then when we were discussing how matter forms, and then like if we go inside atom, proton, neutron, and then divide them, then they are saying there are energy rotation that is happening inside those particles. From that, matters are forming. Now, if the fundamental basis of human body, if we go deep, beyond mass, there are energies. Now, there are everywhere inside our body, energies are rotating. And then when some external source of music or frequency come to that, to our body, and then that react with each other, then that creates different kind of vortex and velocity of those particular energy. Then we feel it through our senses, and that creates a exuberance, blissful or sad or different kind of emotions inside our body by stimulating our hormones. I think from energy's perspective or frequencies perspective, vibration perspective, sounds perspective, if we see, then the whole fundamental basis of universal matter
This is somebody I recognize.
is creating that. From that, different kind of music have different kind of frequencies.
Right.
That I would like to add.
Nikunji, can you just mute yourself? Prasanjit is saying something. So. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I agree completely with both of you said. Like Avinash said that, I mean, at the end, you pretty much concluded with the thing that, listen, this is not a mind thing. Okay. It's an experiential thing. And if you experience it, you experience it. You go through your mind, chances are that you won't get it. Right? And what Prasenjit is saying is this, that listen, essentially, if you go very, very deep down into our being, what we see as matter, what we perceive as matter, is not really matter. It's just, let's say, atoms and molecules. But you still go lower, go inside, further down, break it down, then you're going into the just vibration situation. And that is the fundamental basis of this Nard theory. That, you know, and also how we say, you know, that ye sab maya hai. It's a very common Hindu theory that everything is maya. And one reason is this, that the maya is because it is not there. It is actually just a vibration, you know. And I'm saying that, no, this vibration is Prasenjit, or this is Mauri, or this is an apple, or this is a pineapple, or whatever it is, you know. And so essentially everything is a vibration. Now, Nad essentially is broken up into two parts. All right. One is that sound caused by friction, which as scientists we are kind of familiar with. We understand that, we can measure that, we can kind of see it or hear it. We can see it through instruments, we can hear it with our own ears, and it is kind of measurable, understandable to us because we are operating out of our five senses. So it kind of fits into our realm. There's another sound which the Nard yogis talk about. It is called the Anahat sound. Now, Anahat sound is a frictionless sound. It is sound caused without friction. And the yogis who became very silent, who sat quietly, who became silent, more silent, more silent. And in that absolute silence, they perceived certain things, they could see certain things, which are not necessarily in the realm of our five senses. For example, if somebody is born blind, okay, that person is never going to understand color. It's not possible. They will say that you, whatever you are saying, boss, it is not scientific only. Can you see, I mean, you know, it doesn't fall within the four senses that I have. And therefore it doesn't exist. It cannot be. What is color? You guys are just making up some story. There is no color. But us, we can see color. We can differentiate colors. We can understand colors because we have that understanding. Now, yogis, when they went into deep meditative states, they saw things, understood things. And some of those things are experiential only. They cannot be explained. I mean, like how physics can be explained by a teacher. Mathematics can be explained by a teacher. But your Anahat sound, or for example, an inner journey, or a very, very subtle meditative states, they cannot be taught by a teacher. They have to be taught by somebody who is experienced, because the whole system is experience based and not mind based. So like Avinash was saying, you know, the mind has to be sort of kept in abeyance. You know, even a classical singer, if he gets stuck in his mind, abhi main kaise gaunga, abhi main wo alap gaunga, abhi wo gaunga, then the whole beauty of the what do you call it, impromptu singing is lost. The classical musician is exploding on stage. He's not thinking. He's evolving, just one after another, one after another. The universe is sort of playing through him, you know.
Okay.
So I just feel that it was important for us to just kind of distinguish this a little bit.
Absolutely.
Now, yeah. So if we stay with this concept a little bit, okay, then our listening to music will change. The way we perform music will change. Now, what is it that I'm aspiring to do? Because you are a human being, I'm a human being, or I myself am a human being, which is a whole lot of vibrations and a very complex situation. And I'm singing. I'm producing some sound. Now, most of the times when we are singing, we are trying to impress. You know, we are thinking that अभी देखो मैं राग यमन गाऊंगा, my Mahad Tivra will come beautifully, I know all the phrases, I know all the alaps, I can do quick tans, I can do fast tans, I can do this, I can do that, and आप खुश हो जाओ. Now, question is, what will make you khush, and what will make me as a singer also khush? To my mind, that's a very big question.
Yes.
And over here, I'd like to tell you something that one Paramhans has written. His name is Paramhans Satyanand Saraswati. He was the head of the Bihar School of Yoga. And he has written 4 lines which I'd like to say for you.
Sure.
He says, कोई सुर न ताल हो जिसमें, कोई सुर न ताल हो जिसमें, गति लय की पहचान न जिसमें. One who does not understand sur, tal, lay, speed, tempo, गति लय की पहचान न जिसमें, उस विशिष्ट श्रोता के प्रति, to that most important person in the audience, उस विशिष्ट श्रोता के प्रति मुझे कुछ गाने दो. Point is this, that we are so much caught up by sur and tal, and ये सुर में है कि नहीं, ताल में है कि नहीं, ये है कि नहीं, वो है कि नहीं, कौन सा घराना है ये. अरे लेकिन कुछ हो रहा है कि नहीं? Is something happening to you or not? If something is happening, then it is working. Otherwise, it is just mechanical singing. And I feel that many of us fall into that trap where we are imitating somebody and we just kind of just sing it off. You know, we remember it and we just blurt it out. Like a child will blurt out a poem that he or she has learned, and she says da 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 da. You know. Now, so that is one scenario where you just blurt it out. There's another scenario where you understand the words, you understand the mood, you understand the nuances of the music, you appreciate that, and then you sing it. Now there is a better chance that your audience will get affected too. You know, because you yourself are affected, you are in love, only then you are going to be able to teach your audience about love. There's another couplet that I just remember just now. There's a ghazal by Jagjit Singh. It says, कभी कभी यूं ही हमने अपने जी को बहलाया है, कभी कभी यूं ही हमने अपने जी को बहलाया है, जिन बातों को खुद नहीं समझे औरों को समझाया.
अच्छा.
कौन से गजल से है ये? Because I have heard a bit, but maybe not this one.
कभी कभी यूं ही हमने अपने जी को बहलाया है, जिन बातों को खुद नहीं समझे औरों को समझाया है, कभी कभी यूं ही. So yeah, very nice ghazal. If you write it down, you can see and hear Jagjit ji singing it. It's just mind blowing.
I'll do that.
So, right. So I think we've covered that. So maybe we can, since we talked about Anahat and Naad and everything, there is one very nice Meera bhajan. It's written by Meera ji. And you know, Meera ji was not a head person. She did not use her head.
Yeah.
Okay. So she has written this and sung it. I'm just going to sing it for you. Just one verse. It says, time is short, so make the most of it. फागुन के दिन 4, फागुन के दिन 4, होली खेल मना रहे. फागुन के दिन 4, play होली, enjoy whatever has to be done, do it.
Correct.
Because फागुन के दिन सिर्फ 4 ही है.
Sure.
फागुन के दिन 4 के होली खेल मना रे. फागुन के दिन 4, फागुन के दिन 4 के होली खेल मना रे. फागुन के दिन चार, बिन कट ताल पखावज बाजे, अनहद की झनकार रे, अनहद की झनकार रे, बिन सुर राग छत्तीसो गावे, बिन सुर राग छत्तीसो गावे, रोम रोम रणकार रे, रोम रोम रणकार रे, फागुन के दिन चार. She says the music is playing without पखावज, without सुर ताल राग, कुछ नहीं, फिर भी बज रहा है, अनहद की झनकार हो रही है. So this is what we were talking about earlier. You know, frictionless sound is happening, and she is saying that I want रोम रोम में रणकार हो रहा है, and she says do it quickly because फागुन के दिन सिर्फ चार.
अच्छा, interesting.
So at least मैं अगर समझ गया, मुझे समझ में आई ये बात, so then there is hope for me to go in that direction and experiment and maybe understand little bit more.
Exactly.
So she's urging us that jaldi karo bhai, jaldi karo.
Nice.
So that was that. Then, so moving on to a ghazal. Now, same thing with a ghazal. Ghazal is something that kind of first emerged in the 8th century AD. And it became popular more around the 12th century when Sufi people got it to Southern Asia. And the ghazal has a format, you know. There is a like a beginning and an end. And the second line repeats. So the first is the matla, they call it the matla, is the first line. And then there is a kind of a refrain which repeats all the time. Okay, we'll see it as we go along. And it ends with the makta, where the artist's name, I mean, the lyricist's name is generally mentioned. And it's done cleverly, you know, sometimes because the person's name has a meaning, so the meaning is used to make the last verse. It's called a takalluf. That's his name, pen name, you know. So ghazal has a format, but within that format, if you see normally there'll be anything between 5 to 15 shares. Now those 5 or 10 shares are not really of the same color or the same subject. They're woven together to form a very nice like a common pattern that emerges. But every share can stand on its own, and every share is different, could be different directions, you know. So that is the beauty of ghazal. It's like Jagjit Singh once said that it's like a deer, the gazelle. You know, the gazelle runs here, runs there, runs here, runs there. So that's how a ghazal moves. You know, it doesn't move in one straight direction. Like a geet, for example. A geet will move in one direction.
Yeah.
You know? The ghazal goes zigzagging. But
yeah, sometimes the feelings, even the strength of the feelings, and sometimes it's towards happiness, sometimes sadness, but it's all around a common topic.
Correct, but it's woven up. And the second line of the ghazal helps to kind of, wind it up. So, if we are talking about ghazal, can't forget Jagjit Singh. So I'm going to sing one Jagjit Singh ghazal that I like. It's झुकी झुकी सी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं. Everyone heard it?
Yes.
So you are you all ghazal fans or you are not ghazal fans?
We are fans. We have huge collections. उसमें से थोड़ा 10-20% अभी सुने. फिर नाम सुनने में आता है और भी क्लासिकल्स है, जैसे मेहदी हसन, ये सब, तो उस पे अभी एक्सप्लोर नहीं किया अभी.
Right. So This one is Jagjit Singh. Jagjit Singh brought I think the ghazal to the sort of
Masses.
the common masses, yeah.
Bilkul.
And he kind of simplified the words, made the tune also a little bit more melodious, you know. So yeah. झुकी झुकी सी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही दिल में प्यार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर. So what he's saying is that झुकी नजर है. It's a झुकी नजर is a very Indian situation where the girl is shy and she's not making eye contact, you know. So what he's saying, नजर तो झुकी हुई है, लेकिन बेकरारी है कि नहीं? Is there some what is बेकरारी?
Feelings or not, maybe.
No, an urgency.
Impatience.
Impatience. Is there an urgency to meet or to, you know, to take it forward? So झुकी झुकी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही, maybe a little less दबा दबा, you know, little subdued, लेकिन इनमें प्यार है कि नहीं? झुकी झुकी नजर है, उसमें बेकरारी है कि नहीं, और दबा दबा सा सही, लेकिन इनमें प्यार है कि नहीं. झुकी झुकी सी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही इनमें प्यार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर. तू अपने दिल की जवां धड़कनों को गिन के बता, तू अपने दिल की जवां धड़कनों को गिन के बता, मेरी तरह तेरा दिल बेकरार है कि नहीं, मेरी तरह तेरा दिल बेकरार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर. So are my feelings being reciprocated or not? That's the essence of this ghazal.
Beautiful.
वो पल के जिस में मोहब्बत जवान होती है, that one moment where your eyes meet or something happens and love happens. He's talking about that moment. वो पल के जिस में मोहब्बत जवान होती है, उस एक पल का तुझे इंतजार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही दिल में प्यार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर. So this is the ghazal. Now this same ghazal you can sing like this. झुकी झुकी सी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही. वो गा लिया.
अच्छा.
लेकिन वो भाव नहीं बने.
बिल्कुल.
So
who's the fifth person here? HTC Desire. Can you please identify yourself?
So I'm going to move to. How much time have you got left? About 5-10 minutes.
No, the time pura raat.
Okay.
ऐसे अगर चलेगा तो फिर मेरे को कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. We can continue.
Avinash,
Sai-
the
okay.
fifth
Sai
person
Nagar-
is Pratul.
I'm feeling like
Oh,
we will
welcome,
have
Pratulda.
more
Yeah,
secrets to reveal. The sounds of secrets.
So the next, I think the maestro of Ghazal was a man known as Mehdi Hasan. He had, Mehdi Hasan didn't have a very great voice. His voice was kind of a little rough, but he had auqat. That man had, he understood the bhav of the Ghazal. He understood the nuances, and of course, he was hugely talented. He had the combination of talent and bhav. Sone mein suhaga, So there is one ghazal. I'll just sing one verse because we can hear some more ghazals that way. It says, "Pyar bhare do sharmile nain." प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन. यहाँ पे नैन की बात चली है तो we'll sing one more on नैन. प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन, कोई जाने ना क्यों मुझसे शर्माए. कोई जाने ना क्यों मुझसे शर्माए, कैसे मुझे तड़पाए. मेरे से शर्म है, मुझे तड़पा रहे हैं. प्यार भरे शर्मीले नैन. प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन, प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन, कोई जाने ना क्यों मुझसे शर्माए, कैसे मुझे तड़पाए. जिनसे मिला मेरे दिल को चैन, कोई जाने ना क्यों मुझसे शर्माए, कैसे मुझे तड़पाए. प्यार भरे दो शर्मीले नैन. So this is one of Mehdi Hasan's very popular ghazals. It has 2-3 antras. Then, I have to talk about one gentleman by the name of Mukesh. Mukesh was a film singer, so to speak, known for his film songs. And he was one person who I thought who had it.
Okay.
Who had it. Because, lots of people will tell you, Mukesh, all the classical musicians, all the fans of Lata Bai and, Kishore Da and all these people, they are the fans, they will tell you that Mukesh, nahi. Mukesh was besura gaate the. Mukesh besura gaate the. And if you hear Mukesh's songs carefully, in some of them you will find some little besurapan somewhere or the other. But again, going back to our original discussion, सुर और ताल important है, मैं मानता हूँ, लेकिन आगे का क्या? And Mukesh had that आगे का thing figured out properly. Okay. And if you hear again now, when you go back and when you listen to your own music in your own space and time, I must come back to that actually. I have to tell you something. At that time, you try to hear Mukesh in this light, that he was a very good man, and that goodness in him came through in his singing,
So there's a
And,
very good parallel here. If
Yes.
there are rules to English and grammar, etc. But
Yes.
even if I speak in broken English, if I'm able to convince you and
Exactly.
charge you up,
Absolutely. What a great analogy. What a great analogy. And that's where folk singers come from. They are not really concerned about the techniques and stuff. They are must. Like if you hear Gujarati, hey re, Like
Is it
it's
trend?
a real pukar there is, and like Bengali, they are baul singers. I mean,
Baul singers. Yes.
what auqat they have, and they are closer to God. They are closer to actually the reality of singing. That
Okay.
the funda that we are talking about, they got it.
They have that soulful, because whenever they
Yes.
sing, everyone just come without any asking questions like who are
Yes,
they?
yes. And they can make your hair stand. Just with one or two notes also, they can make your hair stand. That kind of auqat they have.
Okay.
So coming to Mukesh, Mukesh sang one couple actually non-filmy ghazals. So I'm just going to sing just a few lines of that one. It was directed by a very unknown music director. He was a great musician. He was a mandolin player. He played the mandolin in many, many movies. His name is Kishore Desai. Composed this song, and Mukesh sang it. तेरे लबों के मुकाबिल गुलाब क्या होगा, तेरे लबों के मुकाबिल गुलाब क्या होगा, तू लाजवाब है, तेरा जवाब क्या होगा, तेरे लबों के मुकाबिल, तू मुस्कुराए तो जाती बहार आ जाए, दिले बीमार तो फिर से करार आ जाए, तेरे करम का किसी से हिसाब क्या होगा, तू लाजवाब है, तेरा जवाब क्या होगा, तेरे लबों के मुकाबिल. That is Mukesh. So I was going to tell you that next time when we all listen to music in various kind of ways. We're listening to music when we're traveling in the car or on our bike, while we're walking, while we're exercising, maybe while we're bathing. I mean, all kinds of times we are listening. When we are dancing, we have to dance to music. I strongly urge all of you and myself that keep some time for only listening to music. So sit down quietly and do nothing else. Wear your headphones and choose whatever you like to hear. It can be anything. But that 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever it is that you can sort of manage, just listen without moving and without using your head. Just let the music sink in. I think it is hugely therapeutic also, and hugely rewarding also. You will hear nuances, you will hear things in that song or that piece which you had not heard before. So just a suggestion from my side.
So after discovering this, have you stopped listening to Bollywood a bit and moved on to classical Indian music and stuff?
No.
Whatever.
I listen to every genre. Like even Bollywood. Like say, for example, you take a very, very raunchy song,
you can always discover good energy from anything.
There is energy there, and there is some funda there, there is something funny there, something interesting there. I mean, nothing bad.
Welcome Ashok. Who is Ashok?
I have no idea. So, then a very, very famous ghazal singer.
Yeah, Avinash.
She's from Pakistan.
No, Ashok. There are many Ashoks I know.
One day.
Oh, welcome, sir.
How are you?
Bangalore. Very good. Welcome.
Yeah. No, I was hearing Nirmal Shah. Nirmal Shah is actually 82 batch, 82 pass out
Yeah,
rather.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Hi Nirmal.
Hi Ashok bhai, how
Ashok,
are
good
you?
to hear.
अपना
Good,
सुंदर
good.
मुखड़ा दिखाइए.
बॉस गाना बहुत दिनों से बंद कर दिया. Really happy to.
हाँ, ठीक है. So there's this lady from Pakistan. Her name is Noor Jahan. Again, she had it. She could explode. She sang with her whole. She was a rock star. You know, this whole thing about rock music. The whole funda is to sing your guts out. You know, when you want to make a point, your whole body and everything is making a point, and you got it like, you know, what's love got to do with it? When, you know, Tina Turner sings that, she's just screaming her guts out, like she's saying, what the heck has love got to do with it? And
Yeah.
she brings that emotion into her song, you know. Now in our music
Yeah,
and
but the
our
problem
lyrics,
with these concerts is that not they don't use the energy of the lyrics only. They focus more on the volume and the lights. You know, they add these distractions just to energize you up.
got it. Okay. So I'm only talking about one aspect of it, which I think is very, very important, because, you know, most Indian musicians lose out on that. Okay. I went to a concert, and I'm telling you this as a fact. Okay. Where this lady was singing, what's her name? Beyonce. Okay. Beyonce was performing, and I was standing there. Believe me, she was like a goddess. She was like a singing and performing goddess.
Okay.
Now, whether she used lights or sound or her body or her voice or her eyes or her lighting and backlighting, she used everything. Not only that, she used it to perfection.
Okay.
Okay? She had practiced and rehearsed her numbers and her moves and everything to the last perfection. That also shows you great respect for your audience,
Yes.
great respect for your skills, great respect for your own art. That is important, you know. Now, next day, I mean, God bless his soul. I love him as a singer. I think he's one of the greatest singers of India. Next day was Arijit Singh. Okay. Now, Arijit Singh is a fantastic singer. And for anybody to get to hear Arijit Singh in a live concert, I think is like a, oh my God situation. Right? He's unbelievable. Believe me, after
ऐसा तो नहीं
hearing,
है.
yeah, but anyway, I mean, if you see the masses, you will appreciate
No,
what I'm
Masters,
saying.
he's had a
So
concert in Calcutta before, so it's
I'm telling you, I was just talking
usually.
about like how he's popular and all that, right? Now, after hearing Beyonce,
Like
Arijit Singh was like a, I don't know what to say only, you know.
सड़क वाला singer.
हाँ, लगा कि इसमें क्या सुनना है, अबे क्या बोर कर रहा है यार, कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है, you know. हाँ, अच्छे गाने थे. We knew the songs, we're familiar with the songs, we could sing along, but there was no energy. That dum was not there.
I think that level of performance is mostly seen in the West because concerts is a big deal there. People are willing to
Yeah,
pay and
because
they
of
get that experience also.
because of this whole thing called rock. And for those who have not seen this movie, I strongly recommend it. It's called School of Rock.
School of Rock.
They are talking about what I'm just saying just now. That what a rock singer gives to the performance, he gives his entire being. He sings as if his whole body is singing, you know.
Yes.
And I think Noor Jahan kind of had that in our context. You know, our lyrics are not like that. You know, what's love got to do with it? No, our lyrics are आशियाने की बात करते हो, दिल जलाने की बात. हमको अपनी ही खबर नहीं यारों, हमको अपनी ही खबर नहीं यारों, तुम जमाने की बात करते हो. I'm just going to sing that.
Yeah.
हमको अपनी खबर नहीं यारों, हमको अपनी खबर नहीं यारों, तुम जमाने की बात करते हो, तुम जमाने की बात करते हो, आशियाने की बात करते हो, दिल जलाने की बात करते हो, आशियाने की बात करते हो. She says, आशियाने की बात करते हो. You're talking about a garden. मेरा दिल जला रहे हो. You know, what is the use of talking about so many things where you have no intention? You know, and the ghazal now moves like, you know, we discussed. It moves in a slightly different direction. It says, हमको अपनी ही खबर नहीं यारो. I'm not even in like I'm not even aware of my own life, my surroundings, where am I, what's happening to me, my own situation. And आप जमाने की सोचने की बोल रहे हो. जमाना क्या कहेगा, उसका क्या होगा. अरे भाई, मेरा खुद का मुझे पता नहीं है, जमाने का मैं कहूँ. Now this whole thing, if you hear Nurjahan singing it, no, you will hear that real pain in that person who's singing. That क्या यार, तुम क्या बात कर रहे हो, मेरे मुझ की खबर नहीं यारो, तुम जमाने की बात करते हो, आशियाने की बात करते हो, दिल जलाने की बात. So then, of course, Mirza Ghalib. He had his own andaz. Now we are talking about lyrics more than about singing.
Yes.
But he had true, I think, pathos and almost a wit he had. He could see things in a very different light. So there's one ghazal which I like a lot. Just few lines I'll sing. He says, हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी. I have so many desires, and all of them are so intense कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. I'm dying at every desire. It's so intense. बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान, लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले. I did all this, but even then it was not enough for you. Even that was not enough. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान, लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले.
Nice, nice.
हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान, लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. So this was composed by Jagjit Singh, and believe me, he got some flack from people in Lucknow because, you know, they were used to a little more serious type of singing or composing for Ghalib. I mean, Ghalib, they found that you can't sort of trivialize or make sort of a geet out of Ghalib's poetry. So a little bit happened, but I thought still he did a great job. Eventually, he was bringing Ghalib to the masses. Let's remember that.
Yeah. There's a brilliant version of this song in the Live in Sydney concert by Jagjit.
Yeah. Then there is this thing called the Nazm. Nazm is a kind of a free-flowing story that is just kind of happening as you go along. It's like somebody is just talking about himself and just flowing. You know, there's no meter as such. You know, there are no verses and there's no repetition of a particular phrase or anything. It just kind of flows.
One example of a nazm that comes to mind is Pankaj Udas's.
Yes. Chitti Aayi hai, no? No, not Chitti Aayi.
Dukh Sukh Tha Ek Sabka.
Acha. I haven't heard that.
It's worth hearing.
The one that I like a lot is, of course, very, very popular, sung by Jagjit. Says बात निकलेगी तो दूर तलक जाए.
हाँ, हाँ. I'll share the link.
बात निकलेगी तो फिर दूर तलक जाएगी. लोग बेवजह उदासी का सबब पूछेंगे. ये भी पूछेंगे कि तुम इतनी परेशान क्यों हो. उंगलियां उठेंगी. वो दृश्य तैयार कर रहा है. उंगलियां उठेगी सूखे हुए बालों की तरफ. लोग क्या कहेंगे. ये पूरा दृश्य slowly building up. And then he says, लोग जालिम है, क्यों इसकी फिक्र करते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
You know, उंगलियां उठेंगी सूखे हुए बालों की तरफ. एक नजर देखेंगे गुजरे हुए सालों की तरफ. चूड़ियों पर भी कई तंज किए जाएंगे. कांपते हाथों पे भी फिक्रे कसे जाएंगे. लोग जालिम है हर एक बात का ताना देंगे. बातों बातों में मेरा जिक्र भी ले आएंगे. उनकी बातों का जरा सा भी असर मत लेना, वरना चेहरे के तासुर से समझ जाएंगे. चाहे कुछ भी हो सवालात ना करना उनसे. चाहे कुछ भी हो सवालात ना करना उनसे. मेरे बारे कोई बात न करना उनसे. बात निकलेगी तो फिर दूर तलक जाएगी. So this is a nazam. It has its own charm. It's slow. You know, there's no theka. It's just. Of course, he has got a little theka in the second half.
I just had a DJ view. Like I feel like this particular moment when the first two lines you have just sung, na. I just felt at that moment ki this moment like I had maybe passed in some time I have experienced. Just sharing.
Yeah, great. So, I have one more Geet. If you want me to do it, I can do it. Otherwise, we can kind of stop here. I need 3 minutes at the end. That's it. So,
please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, yeah. So there's this one singer. Again, I think guy who's got it. His name is Bhupinder Singh.
Yes.
Bhupinder Singh, I have also known him as a friend because I was very close to a lady called Mitali Mukherjee. And Mitali Mukherjee and me we've like sort of, how do I say this? We've grown up together at some stage. And then she met Bhupi and fell in love with him and they got married. And, you know, so that's how I've known Bhupi ji. And I think Bhupi ji has Chain and ease, and he can extend the song forever. You know, like he's so, I mean, he can just slow you down. He can slow your basic metabolic rate. He can slow you down completely. You know, he has that capacity to do it. There's one very beautiful song from a movie. It talks about separations and people who are separating or already separated or whatever. It was a movie called Thodi Si Bewafai. It says, आज बिछड़े हैं कल का डर ही नहीं, आज बिछड़े हैं कल का डर ही नहीं, जिंदगी इतनी मुख्तसर ही नहीं, life is not so short, you know, आज बिछड़े हैं कल का डर ही नहीं. And it has the quintessential Bhupinder Singh ease of singing, you know, like how he sings this दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन दिल ढूंढ. Have you heard this? No. So you're not Bhupi fans. Bhupi has sung how many Bengalis here? One second. 1, 2, I can see.
There are few Bhupi songs I like, so I'll just let you.
Which one? Tell me.
I'll tell you.
So there's one Bengali song. Let me now divert here for a second. It says, Noyono tule dekho kesheche tomar dari manobhimani kelai pirai diyecho jari o noyono tule dekho. আগুন আগুন জলে সবাই দেখে মনের আগুনকেই পা দেখে. Excuse my pronunciations and some mistakes I may make, but I don't understand what I'm singing. সুখে সাথী সবাই পাবে দুঃখের সাথে করো তারে ও মান অভিমানী কেলায় ফেরায় দিয়েছো জারি ও নয়ন তুলে দেখো. Sorry, Avinash, you were saying.
I was trying to just dig up that song. I'm forgetting it. So.
Okay. So says.
हाँ, कभी किसी को मुकल्लम.
अरे क्या बात है. कभी किसी को मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिलता, कहीं ज़मीं तो कहीं आसमान नहीं, कभी किसी को मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिलता. तेरे जहान में ऐसा नहीं कि प्यार न हो, तेरे जहान में ऐसा नहीं कि प्यार न हो, जहां उम्मीद हो इसकी वहां नहीं मिलता, जहां उम्मीद हो इसकी वहां नहीं मिलता. What words, no? जहां उम्मीद हो उसकी वहां नहीं. Expectations is the enemy of love.
True.
So, I would like to end this thing going back to the Naad and leave you all with a little experience. I mean, we've talked enough, we've discussed, but I feel that a action or an experience is worth a lot more than discussions and kind of head stuff.
Exactly.
So my request to all of you is this, that you can turn on your mics now. And what we are going to do is just for 2 minutes, only 2 minutes. We are going to all chant together,
Bilkul.
just one syllable, Om. Okay. So I will show you what we are going to do. I'll just chant once. I request you to stay with me on the pitch though. If you can maintain the pitch, that will help, because otherwise it may distract somebody. I don't mind, but it may distract some.
Other.
So if you can stay on the same pitch, do that. The length of your Om is up to you. How you want to sing it, the length you want to sing it, how much breath you want to take is all up to you. Just continuously sing Om. Now, when you sing that, before we start it actually, we will go through a small procedure where we sit absolutely quietly without any movement. Try not to be distracted. Try not to allow anybody else in your environment to distract you. So just tell everybody that only for 2 minutes, you're going to sort of devote time only for yourself. Okay. And we are trying to just hear ourselves chanting Om. No head, no nothing, just hear the sound of Om. Okay. So let's start. I'm going to give you an example. So I'm going to continuously sing this. You all please also do the same thing. So but before that, kindly sit quiet with your back straight, your hands on your knees. Sit comfortably in any position that you like. But try to sit without any tension in your body. And once you have taken your asana, your position, try not to move your physical body at all. Try to keep your head straight, looking straight in front of you. If you need to open your eyes once, do that so that you are straight and not looking up or down in any way. Adjust your position. I request you to switch on your mic so that you can hear everybody else also now. Okay. Sitting quietly, the physical body completely still. You will chant Om all together at your own pace for approximately 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we will sit quietly for 15-20 seconds until I give further instruction. So please take a deep breath. If it is bothering y'all, I think maybe you should mute. Just mute the mics. Maybe it's disturbing everybody. I'm sorry to do this, but just mute. Okay. So you can hear me and your own voice. All right. Again, once again, sitting quietly. No movement. Take a deep breath in. Sitting quietly, the eyes gently closed. Just feel the effects of the chanting. Feel the stillness of your body. Feel the stillness in your mind. Watch the space in front of your closed eyes. Be aware of what you see there. Colors, shapes. Simply watch. Be aware of your surroundings now. The fan, where you are sitting, your chair. And slowly move your fingers now. You may gently open your eyes. Thank you all. You've been very patient. And yeah, it was really nice to interact with everybody. And I do believe that this was not a lecture or a, we just discussed a few things and, threw things around. So I hope that we all can benefit from this. Thank you, Mauriji.
Arey, thank you, Nirmalda. Thank you so much for coming at such a short notice.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Well, thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Nirmal.
Have a good night.
Beautiful.
Good night.
Thanks. It was wonderful meeting you, and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, sure,
sure.
Avinashi. Sure.
Thanks. Where are you based?
Bye-bye. I'm in Mumbai.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay, Ji. All right.
Okay, bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.